So, good evening, good evening, good evening. We are back again. We're going to talk about Mason Mount, Money Mace, Shy Havertz. Looks like it's edging very close, edging closer. Match points, imminent. Fee agreed, deal agreed. All of the jargon that's coming out, all of the buzzwords. Yay! The talk within the industry. Yay! No other suitors. Yay! Good one. We're going to talk about Shy Havertz. We're going to talk about Mason Mount. We're going to talk about the clear plan that Arsenal have apparently got. So make sure you smash the like button up, people. Do go out and check out the other two videos on the channel. Caicedo, spoke about him earlier. Spoke about Declan Rice in a separate video. Both of them have already landed. Go and check out the two that have dropped on the Lee Reacts channel. Big up to everybody who's subbing to that channel. That channel is absolutely popping off. So is this one. So thank you very much. I want this on 100K by Christmas. So let's get it done, people. 17,500 to go, and I want the other channel, Lee Reacts, on 50K by Christmas, so about another 37.5K to go, but I'm confident we can do it. And big up to everybody who is liking, sharing, donating via the thanks option, subscribing and all of that good stuff, comments a lot. I do appreciate it. But today David Ornstein, the biggest Arsenal puppet, has posted out, or it's come to light, that Arsenal actually went and spoke about getting Mason Mount. Okay, so why do we want Mason Mount? That's the question everyone's asking. Why do Arsenal want Mason Mount? We were then swiftly told by Mason or his agent, no, I'm going to Man United. I want Man United. I only want Man United. So we've decided as a football club to come back with Kai Havertz instead. Only a couple of weeks ago, the fraud that is Edu Gaspar was jumping around in front of Robbie and Cecil, telling everyone, we already know our transfer targets. We already know them. We've got our transfer targets for the summer. We've already contacted them. Okay, cool. So everyone got hyped. They obviously got hyped because they bump into him everywhere they go. I mean, this is just unprecedented. I mean, it's unbelievable. How many times can you bump into somebody that's the hierarchy of your football club? I mean, does it happen at any other club? I mean, do you walk into, like, I don't know, a football match and see Todd Bowley walking around, like, as you're standing outside? Does this happen? Do you walk into a restaurant in America when there's a World Cup on and bump into the whole hierarchy of your football club just randomly in a restaurant? I mean, it's a little bit sus, I can't lie. It's nearly as sus as Edu sucking his daughter's toes, but that's another story. You know, I mean, sucking toes ain't for everyone. It is what it is. But we have a clear plan, is what was said. We have a clear plan. All of these journalists putting out, we have a clear plan. Arsenal have a clear plan. They've identified their targets for the summer. They have already had conversations with the agents of those targets, and these players are open to coming to Arsenal. We have seen Mikel Arteta sit in press conferences many, many times say, players want to come to Arsenal now. Top players want to come. We've also seen Edu come out in interviews and say, well, we'll be going in for the best young talent in the world. Okay, well, Jude Bellingham's just signed for Real Madrid. We've not bid for Mbappe yet. So what's going on here? Can somebody enlighten me? Because they're two of the best young talents in the world. Still part of Project Youth. Because if Odegaard's Project Youth, then so is Mbappe. They're the same age. So, I don't know. But now we've gone to Chelsea to go and get Mason Mount. And we're coming back with Kai Havertz. Make this make sense. Was Kai Havertz on the list? Was he part of the clear plan that we've had? That Edu spoke so amazingly and hype and buzzy about? We know what we're doing. We've got a clear plan. So the clear plan was to go and speak to Mason Mount to come back with Kai Havertz. The clear plan was to not bother going and bid him for a player, Caicedo, that we've bid twice for in January. The clear plan was to go and bid 25 million, less than West Ham want for Declan Rice. The clear plan was to go and have a look and maybe put an offer on the table for Timothy Castagne. The clear plan is now, maybe Lavia could be an option. The clear plan was to let Maitland-Niles walk out for free when we rejected 20 million by 3 different clubs a year and a half ago. Is this the clear plan at Arsenal? The clear plan was to sign Reece Nelson up, give him 5 million quid up front and 100 grand a week for 5 years. Is this the clear plan that's going on at our football club? Because if it is, it stinks. Yeah, this is sewage. Yeah, Remember that little Iwobi gift that does the rounds? It's like that in front of the player. Yeah, that is Arsenal Football Club. That is North London in general, because Tottenham stink as well. Yeah, but I spoke about them on my other channel, so you can go and check that video out. But at the end of the day, there is no clear plan at Arsenal, because Arsenal Football Club will always peddle out crap like, we won't get into a bidding war. Why? Because if the players are top players, you're going to have to get into a bidding war at some point. And you're going to have to, if you really want that player, outbid the other team that are in the bidding war, i.e. Declan Rice. Man City, Bayern Munich. Chelsea have now emerged. Oh, Chelsea are now keeping tabs on the situation. There's a lot of clubs that want Declan Rice. We now are going to get into a bidding war, which we don't want to get into, which means we'll pull out of that and we'll end up with Calvin Phillips or Lavia. And everyone will dress that up into it's amazing. Don't worry, we've still got Jorginho. Wouldn't it surprise you? Would it surprise you one bit if Granit Xhaka stayed here next season? Would it surprise you if Granit Xhaka actually stayed? And I've said this on every video pretty much in the last couple of weeks. We know that deal is done. Yes, it's not legally binding, I'd imagine. It's probably a pre-contract agreement. It's not officially done, I'd imagine. But there's a reason we have not let Granit Xhaka officially walk out the door and put pen to paper at Leverkusen, because they are not confident in getting his replacement. And I've said this multiple times. This club is not going to do what is required this summer. We need Rice and Caicedo. Instead, we're going to go and blow 60 million on Shai Havertz, who has scored a whopping 19 Premier League goals in 3 years. Good one. And we're going to give them 60 million for that, which helps them buy our number one target in January, which was Caicedo for midfield. And we're not going to even bother bidding for Caicedo. Why are we helping Chelsea? Did Chelsea come in for Mustafi and Socrates? Did they come in for them? Did they come in for Mesut Ozil? Did they come in for Lucas Torreira? Did they come in for Maitland-Niles? Did they come in for Reece Nelson? Did they come in for all these other players? They didn't, did they? Did they come in for Pablo Mari and Cedric? No, they didn't, did they? So why is it we continuously go and buy their scrubs? Their scrubs. Willian, David Luiz. Think how much money them two cost. Wages, fee, all of that. Soon adds up, doesn't it? Now we're going to give him 60 million. 60. Let's go back. Lassana Diarra. Don't know how much we paid for him. Maybe 7 mil, 10 mil, wherever it was. But Lassana Diarra, William, Jorginho, David Luiz, Havertz. Have I missed somebody? I've missed some. Leave it in the comment section. Off the top of my head, I can't think. Yeah, but we have probably given Chelsea the best part of 100 million quid if we get this Shai Havertz deal done, which basically covers the cost pretty much of Caicedo. Like, if you add up all the players that we have signed off for Chelsea in recent times, if we get this Shai Havertz deal over the line, which we probably will, right, we have basically funded Caicedo in its entirety. We've given them money for all of their scumbags, all of their scrubs, all of their bums. Yeah, this is insane levels. How is it that a player that we go in for, Mason Mount, rejects us but wants to go to United? But I thought we had a better project. How is that even possible? So we decide, I'll tell you what, while we're here, we might as well have Kai Havertz. Who's making these decisions? Because whoever it is should be sacked. Sack them. I don't see elite level football clubs doing this crap. I do not see it happening. Only at Arsenal. Arsenal go in for a player, they don't get the player, they come back with another scrub instead. Like, it is just baffling. It is infuriating. It is jarring. And then we'll end up paying this bum over 100 grand a week. We're paying Jorginho about 110 grand a week. We paid 12 million quid for him. He had 6 months left. And then we give him a 3-year deal on 100 grand a week, 110 grand a week. Backwards. Actually, backwards. But we never learn. Neither did the fan base. They're all hyping up they're all hyped up Jorginho already. They're all hyping up Havertz. The Superfan channel is doing tactical breakdowns. Tactical breakdown of what? He can't hold the ball up. He don't score enough. You don't work the channels properly. He's not really got much tech. Yeah? But he looked good in Germany. And what? So did Jadon Sancho, mate. What's he done since he's got here? Unbelievable levels of delusion. And this is why I keep saying it week in, week out, day in, day out, multiple times every day. Until this fan base get its dirty, stinky, horrible, low, disgusting standards off the floor and actually raise them to a level that is acceptable for a club that is the third biggest in the country, that's got one of the biggest incomes in the country, yeah, one of the biggest fan bases on the planet, yeah, and has outspent most clubs in the world. Yeah, until they get their fucking standards off the floor. Stan, Josh, Vinay, Tim Lewis, Garlic Head, Edu, Arteta, and all of these little puppet journalists are always going to have your pants down. And you can dress it up as much as you want, but all sitting over your social media accounts, all doing tactical breakdown. If you're that tactically gifted, mate, why aren't you running a football club? Why aren't you coaching at an elite level football? Oh, let's do a tactical breakdown and let's hold an iPad in my hand. Oh, yes, let's talk about Shai Havertz. He scored one goal that's worth anything, mate. Turn it in. Get in the bin. He ain't worth 60 million. He ain't good enough to play for my football club. He's not Robin van Persie. He is another Chelsea scumbag scrub that I do not want at this football club. Bin, don't want him. Don't want to see him in the Arsenal shirt. Ain't backing him. Yeah, disgusting. But all of these Muppets will dress it up, highlight it, and make it, oh, let's gas him into oblivion. He'll score a goal. Oh, we're going to tell, Arteta's got a dream for him. Get in the bin. I'm out of here. Have a wonderful evening. Make sure you check out the videos on the other channel. Make sure you check out the two on here already. And I'll be back again tomorrow with another 5 videos over the 2 channels. We're out. Laters. Edu out.